Good morning! Sa ngayon ay kagigising lang natin at wala pa tayong kaayos-ayos. Pero sa totoo lang, di talaga ako nag-aayos. Sa bidyong ito ay pag-uusapan natin ang ating mga natutunan sa Gender and Society ngayong first semester. Pero bago ang lahat, maghihilamos muna tayo at magtitiklop. Tara, samahan niyo ako.
What a wonderful world. What a wonderful world.
Tulad nga ng aking sinabi kanina, pag-uusapan natin ang ating mga natutunan sa Gender and Society ngayong first semester. Una, aalamin muna natin ang differences ng sex, gender, and sexuality. Sex is a biological aspect kung babae ka man o lalaki. Na, sample, kunyari, yung bagong panganak na baby ay may vagina, ito ay babae. At kung ang baby naman ay may penis at testicle, ito ay lalaki. Gender is the social interpretation of sex, masculinity or femininity. This is a natural variation of the human gender expression na dapat kapag babae ka, mapagmahal ka, maalaga at mahinhin. Hindi ka pwedeng maglaro ng panglalaking laro tulad ng basketball. Hindi ka rin pwedeng magsuot ng panglalaking damit, dapat dress lang. At kapag ikaw ay lalaki, dapat malakas at may paninindigan. At dapat ang nilalaro lang nila ay mga larong panlalaki tulad ng basketball. Sexuality is the totality of our own experience of our sex and gender. Adolescence is when you discover your emotional and sexual attraction towards other people. Siyempre, adolescence, pagdadalaga at pagbibinata, natural lang na magkagusto. Siyempre, if you are attracted to your opposite sex, ikaw ay heterosexual or straight. Kung ikaw naman ay na-attract sa katulad mong babae o katulad mong lalaki, ikaw ay homosexual or lesbian o gay na tinatawag. Kung ikaw naman ay na-attract sa lalaki at babae, ikaw ay bisexual o bi na tinatawag. Patriarchy is a social system where men primarily hold power in the political and the private spheres. Patriarchy is the role of the father, na ang lalaki ang dapat na nasusunod sa lahat, nagdidesisyon sa lahat, na lalaki ang may karapatang magtrabaho. Feminism is the continuing series at social movement that aim to challenge the patriarchal society that creates those practice against women. Ipinaglalaban ng mga kababaihan ang kanilang karapatan at palakasin ang mga kababaihan na hindi dapat na ang babae ay sa bahay lang na maging sunod-sunuran sa kanilang anak, asawa. Pinaglalaban din nila ang kanilang karapatan sa lahat. Ang gender role naman, na kapag lalaki kasi expected to be masculine o matipuno. Kapag babae naman, expected to be feminine o pagiging mahinhin. Humans experience various physical and emotional changes from childhood to adulthood. Sa pagdadalaga ay pagkakaroon ng buwanang dalaw at pagkakaroon ng buhok sa kilikili at sa ibang parte ng katawan. At sa pagbibinata naman ay pagkakaroon ng balbas, pagbabago ng boses, pagtangkad ng mabilis, pagkakaroon ng buhok sa kilikili at sa ibang parte ng katawan. Reproduction involves the ova and sperms to fuse. Their union can lead to the creation of a new life through pregnancy. This has explored the process of pregnancy and the changes that happens during pregnancy. Sexual health hygiene. Ito ay pinakaimportanteng matutunan ng mga nagbibinata at nagdadalaga kung paano panatilihin, malinis, pangalagaan ang kanilang pangangatawan. Developing adolescents is very vulnerable to high-risk taking behaviors that can harm their growth and pose a threat to their future. Warning signs of a troubled teen should be recognized and managed early on to prevent devastating effects on the growing adolescents. Ito yung biglaang desisyon na hindi alam kung ano yung kalalabasan ng kanilang ginawa, kung ito ba ay mabuti o masama. Gender and sexuality is to ensure well-being among people of different genders, understanding our psychosocial needs and concerns, as well as the various elements of the psychosocial conditions as human is necessary. Sex has a strong influence on many aspects of well-being. It is one of the most basic psychological needs. Sexual behaviors. Human sexual activity has sociological, cognitive, emotional, behavioral, and biological aspects. These include personal bonding, sharing emotions, and the physiology of the reproductive system, sex drive, sexual intercourse, and sexual behavior in all its form. Stereotypes. Ito yung napupuna sa'yo ng tao. Kunyari, lalaki ka, tas ang kilos mo lalambot-lambot, sasabihin agad sa'yo, bakla ka. Pero kapag babae ka naman, tapos ang kilos mo ay siga-siga, sasabihin tomboy. Stereotypes is categorized as implicit and explicit. Explicit, ito po yung yung aware po yung isang tao sa stereotypes na nasasabi nila sa kanya. Kunyari, ako kunyari, sisiga-siga ako, tapos alam ko na may nasasabi sila na totomboy-tomboy ako, ganito, ganyan. Pero yung implicit naman, hindi ako aware sa mga stereotypes na sinasabi nila sa akin na tomboy ako, ganun. Prejudice or prejudice. Unjustified or incorrect attitude towards an individual based solely on the individual's membership of a social group. Ito naman yung hindi tamang pakikitungo sa ibang tao na may kapansanan or what. Discrimination refers to action or behaviors towards an individual or a group of people. Ito naman yung kunyari maitim ka tas maputi ako. Ihihiwalay ka sa mga maputi at sa maitim. Parang sa ano din, sa mga gamit, ganun. Kunyari maitim ka, hindi ipapagamit sa'yo yung gamit ng mga mapuputi sa'yo, ganun. Parang iniiwasan ka nila para kang may sakit na nakakahawa, parang ganun. LGBTQIA+ stands for lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, intersex, asexual, and plus. Lesbian, ito po yung yung nagkakagusto ka sa kapwa mo, babae o lalaki. Babae pala. Yung gay, ayun yung nagkakagusto ka sa lalaki. Yung naman, yung bisexual, ito yung nagkakagusto ka sa babae at lalaki. Yung transgender naman, kunyari ako, totomboy-tomboy ako tapos feeling ko lalaki ako na tapos yung ari ko ay pinapalitan ko ng ari ng lalaki, yun po yung transgender. Gender-based violence is a worldwide phenomenon which must be given attention nationally and internationally. The consequence capture almost all spheres of our lives. A main focus of gender-based violence against women affecting women and girls across their lifespan. Violence against women also covers a continuum of violence which appear to be unending with an array of elements of abuse. Power and abuse of the same are integral components of gender-based violence. These components also had an effect so the consent to be given by the survivor. Consent may be informed or vitiated on which violence is perpetrated. This violence plays along a cycle of being overpowered and giving of consent to the detriment of women and their children. The RA 9262 or the Anti-Violence Against Women and Their Child Act of 2004 is a result of the strong advocacies on women's human rights in the country. This law was deemed to be a significant victory for all Filipino women as it was based on the right of women not to suffer abuse, discrimination, and violence in their respective relationships. Sexual harassment is an act or a series of acts involving any unwelcome sexual advance, request, or demand for a sexual favors, or other verbal or physical behavior or a sexual nature committed by a government employee or official in a work-related, training, or education-related environment. Marriage law is for only men and women, thus causes the exclusion of homosexual relationship as it only accommodates heterosexual ones. Sa batas, ang pagpapakasal ay para lamang sa lalaki at babae. Gender inequality deprives members of the LGBTQ+ of this constitutionally enshrined right. Same-sex marriage are good initiatives to address this issue on gender inequality in marital laws. Pero sa panahon ngayon, di ko lang sure kung meron ba dito sa Pilipinas ang same-sex marriage. Pero ang pagkakaalam ko ay meron dahil may napapanood akong same-sex marriage dito sa Pilipinas. Hindi ko nga lang alam kung saan mismo. criminal laws are not that different as clearly. Some provisions therein favors the male sex over the female sex, whereas this pertains to crimes involving penalties for imprisonment. Imprisonment. Okay. In the world of work, there is also gender inequality going on. Na kapag babae ka, ay nasa bahay ka lang, gumagawa ng gawaing bahay, nag-aalaga ng mga anak, at kung ano-ano pa. Kapag lalaki naman, ay sila yung nagtatrabaho to provide the needs of their family, and they are also the protector of the family. And the LGBTQ is they are the hardworking people, generous, and they are also the ones who makes people happy not only in work but anywhere. Sa ngayon, dito na po nagtatapos ang ating mga natutunan sa Gender and Society ngayong first semester. Pero bago ang lahat, shout out po sa mga maiingay dyan, sa mga ayun, at pagpasensyahan nyo na po ang aking video dahil sobrang ingay po ng aking kapaligiran. Oh, di ba? Dami po kasing bata dito.